Hello everyone, today we have an Xbox One S here and we're going to tear it down today. So what you're going to need is a screwdriver. I have a T10 screwdriver is what you're going to need. I also have a prying tool here. I have a metal one. I recommend using a metal one, and if you do, be careful that you don't pry open the plastic. That's all you're going to really need, although I do recommend you replace the thermal paste, and if you do want to do that, I've obviously got the thermal paste. I also have some isopropyl alcohol to get rid of the old thermal paste because it's a bit hard on mine. I also have some tissue and some cotton buds to help get rid of them. That's all you're really going to need, so let's just get started. So we're going to flip it around on the back, and we're going to bring it to the back where all the ports are, and you'll see a sticker if you haven't taken it off before. There'll be a little sticker here. You remove that, does void the warranty, but mine's already my warranty's already done, so I just took it off and threw it away. So you're going to take that sticker off. Just keep in mind that it does void the warranty, so if you don't want to do that, don't be taking it off. Then you're going to want to get your prying tool under the black part here. Pry while pushing up, and you'll see it comes up away from the this small black piece below the space will move up and cover the space a wee bit. You're just releasing it. Then pry along the edges until you hear loud clicks. And once you went all the way around, you can just remove that there and set it aside. Then you'll be shown with some black screws, some some silver screws, and some green screws. You're going to remove all of them, and you'll notice that some are labelled B, then a number, and some are labelled F, then a number, some are A and a number, and then some are C and a number. You're going to want to take them all out and keep the F's in a pile, the C's in a pile, the A's in a pile, and a C's in a pile. Each number is the same size, and you're going to want to take each letter in each pile. So it's going to take forever, so I'm just going to stop recording and come back when I'm done. Okay, so I've finished, and over here you can see I have a pile of green screws, black screws, and then 2 piles of silver screws. You should have 6 greens, 4 blacks, and then you should have a pile of 2 silvers and a pile of 6 silvers, all set out. F, A, B, C. Don't know why it's don't know why it's not just sorry, I'm just trying to put this back on the tripod. I kind of knocked the phone out. I don't know why they didn't just do A, B, C, D. They went A, B, C, F, but anyway, then you're going to flip it back over, and you're going to put it on its clips here. So you're going to want to make sure you go easy, because the clips aren't as strong as the whole black surface you had it on before. And then at the side, you're going to take one of the clips that are hanging down here. Just take one of the clips. I'm just going to take this first one here, and if you pull on them on either side, they'll just come out, and this whole top will kind of just come off really easily. But let me try and do that again very quickly, because that kind of was quick. But on each side, see, if you pull these tabs out on each side, they will come apart like this, and then you kind of can just put your fingers here and lift it up. There we go. It kind of will just pop up. There's no way to kind of slide it out. and then that top can just come off. My recommendation is if either this or here is dirty, give that a quick clean while you're at it. Will improve the cooling. This metal casing, you can just lift it off, so take that off. Clean this, as I just said, if you might as well do it. Also might want to give this fan a clean if it is dirty. Now you can see you're revealed with everything. Everything's labeled, so it should be pretty easy. It should be pretty easy to identify everything. HDD, disk, fan, power. So this is a power supply, this is the fan and the cooling system. This is the disk drive, and this is our storage. So we're going to start with the storage. Everything's so easy, it lifts out. Apart from the fan, it gets a bit more complicated. We'll do that at the end. So the hard drive, you can just lift it out. Hard bit trying to get a grip too. Lift it out. There we go. Lifting it out like so. And what you want to do is you'll see it's connected with two cables, a black cable and a rainbow cable. Now I'm just going to zoom in and make this easier to see. Okay, I've also just put the flash on. It makes it way easier to see. So you see there's a black cable here and then like a red, white, and just basically a rainbow cable here. You're just going to want, you can literally just pull on them. With a rainbow one, don't pull on the white part, but pull on the black part. And then you can just pull on this part here and it'll come off. Let me just zoom out again. I'm just going to push the Xbox back and you'll be seeing with this module here. Take your T10 again and see this screw here, these 4 screws I'm pointing out here. You're just going to want to unscrew them and the thing with these hard drives is right somewhere along here, I think this section here is just a thin piece of metal, and if you press too hard you'll be pressing onto the actual insides and you'll probably break it. So just hold it by the sides here and don't be squashing the top. But you just want to do that and take off these screws. I'm just going to put them in a pile here for now, and I'll move it to the pile with my other screws when I move the Xbox back forward. But you can very easily get rid of those screws. And then this just come apart here. This black piece you can just set aside here. And then see with this piece, all you really need to do is pull this black part off. Now it won't, if this is your first time being taken apart, that will not come on and off really easily because it's never came off before. Once you take it off a couple of times, it'll become really easy. But the first time it should not be easy, so you might have to pull really hard at that. If it is really hard, just use a wee prying tool to get in there. But don't pull insanely hard because then you might wreck it. So just set this piece to the side as well. And you can also just set your hard drive aside, set everything aside. Then we'll take our Xbox back. And we'll put our screws back there. Then, disk drive, 2 more cables again. You can see it here, so I don't need to zoom in. Actually, no, I will, because when I put my hand over it, a shadow, it gets hard to see. So here you can see another black cable. Just pull on that and it'll come off. Then another, it's not really rainbow, it's just black and yellow cable. This one's a lot harder to take out, I've found. Bear with me. There we go. You'll eventually get that out. Then you can just lift the entire disk drive out. It'll just come out. So then you can set that disk drive aside. And then the power supply here. The power supply is kind of tricky to get at, but you just lift it up and then you'll be able to put it like somewhere. Actually, I think I'll put it like that. But this cable here is kind of hard to get at, but if you can get at it. I might actually have to take out the fan first to be able to get to that. Let's see if we can get it open with a tool, because the fan is kind of in the way. Yeah, sorry, I can't get at it, so I'm just gonna set that back in place. Oh no, that's wrong. No, it isn't. I'm gonna set that back in place, and I'm gonna get on with the fan. So first, I'll swim it around this way. Oh, no, I'll do, yeah, here. So you want to get back to your T10, and you'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. You know that piece of blue tape. You just want to screw them off, because you need to take off this board first. So take off those 4 screws there. And then this board right here, you're gonna just want to pull it out. It connects there, that board. But that board there, take it off and you can put it to the side along with these 4 screws. All the same size. Then you're gonna turn around the console again to here, something similar. 3 more screws, do the same thing. It also just, I'm going to pull from the bottom, pulls out and connects back in there. So set that also to the side along with these 3 screws. Then over here we have a clip. You can see what I mean when I said it's a bit difficult. It really is. The clip from here, this part, if you get it in between the USB and the metal itself, that should just come out, and then they'll be able to lift it up, and or at least you should be able to. Oh, there's also 2 clips on this side as well. You'll see 2 little pieces that come down. These pieces here that come down on either side, they are on the other side, like that. And you need to pry underneath that and get it out from the side as well, and it'll lift, you'll be able to pull it up. So just keep that somewhere. Then, and only then, can you finally take the whole board out. You have to take it out first and get rid of this metal piece. So to do that, you'll look underneath and you'll see a black piece coming out here, and then up at the top as well. You can't even see it from here. The top, right here, you can see a piece coming down right there, and then down there. Those 2 pieces you're just going to have to push out, and they should very easily push out of place. So push them out, and then you should be able to lift from the fan, I think. Oh, actually, sorry, and my apologies, another thing. This wee black piece here, just grab these 2 pieces, it'll just lift out. That bit will just easily slide in and out of these little grooves here. I was going to put it back in, but it's a bit difficult. So that there, that'll just lift in and out easily. Set that aside also, then you can lift it out. Although those grooves might have went, those pieces might have went back into place. No, not really. So this bit can be a bit difficult, but you're just going to have to try and lift everything out. You might even want to pry around the board around. You might want to pry around the board somewhere to try and get it lifted up. And the ports at the back, you might need to push them out of their ports, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the power supply was actually the part that was in the way, preventing it from getting out. So you want to remove that from there, just set it on the board. Lift it up. And then it should easily lift up and slide out from the back. And then this case here, well, this part here goes to the side. Now we can get to the power supply really easily. There's a clip here at the back. Push it. Oh no, it's not a clip actually. Is it? No, it isn't. Is it? What? This clip, I think that's a clip there. You press it down at the bottom. No, it's not. Does it just lift out? Oh no, yeah, it just lifts out. It's not a clip. I don't know if that's a clip or not. Yeah, just pull that part out and the power supply here. I wonder if there's a way to open it and show you that. Oh, why is that wire like that? I don't know if that should be like that. So just set that aside. Then you're given this board here. The fan, unlike everything else, it has to be hard, doesn't lift out. So I actually think it has to be like hard for the CPU to be like compressed in. But anyway, then you'll be, if you flip it over and set it on its back, its front, you'll see this X clip here. Now, the best way to do this is get a small flat-headed screwdriver, put it in, and you're going to put it in this part here, and you're going to lift, pry, and push away. You need to push this metal piece here out the way. So you just need to try and get, without making it skit across the board, because then you're going to end up scratching it. Oh, this bit's hard. I might not even be able to get this. It's going to take me forever to do this. One's just popped up by itself. That one's just popped up by itself. I apologise for that. Oh my god. There we go. It can be hard. And there we go. Once you get 3 off, the other one should just come off. So just take that wee clip there off, set it to the side. Then watch your fan doesn't fall off, because it's loose now. Flip it back over here in the corner. I would probably lift the fan out now and then move it so it's easier to access. But this wee white bit here, the flathead might actually be useful for that as well. Okay, so then that fan there comes off. Watch this part here. It's got thermal paste. So right now, I'm actually going to get my isopropyl alcohol. Open that up. Get my tissue. Put a bit onto it. And then you can just wipe away at that there. Now this is really hard and dry thermal paste here, so I don't even know if this is going to do a good job at taking it off itself.
I wonder if I just add soap for a little bit and wipe. I wonder if I could just, yeah, you can kind of just pick it all out. It's the only good way I can really get this stuff off.
Okay, so once you finally have it off the heatsink, set that aside for now. And then you also want to do the same thing to the board if you are taking off the paste. This board here, I want to get a new piece of tissue. Wait just a wee minute. So when you have more tissue, just more alcohol there. There doesn't even seem to be much there. There is a bit around the edges of the it's actually an APU. I was going to say CPU, but it's an APU actually. It's different. Make sure it's nice and dry as well, by the way. Okay, perfect. Once you have that all cleaned off as much as you can just go in with the thermal paste. And then we tool to spread it around with. And then once you have it all spread it around like so, it's time to put it all back together. So isopropyl alcohol away. Get your fan here. Make sure this cable is matching this part here. Try and line up the 4 green parts like so. Oh, I've missed one of them. There we go. And we're keeping the fan on. Flip it over. And then taking this sweet X clip thing here, hook one of the sides. Then all the other sides can kind of just press. You can press them down. So this last one might be very hard. Maybe not really. And then, oh, this one's not. There we go. And then once all 4 sides are pressed on, that's you back on together. And the fans should be safely back on. Plug this wee cable back in down here. And then you can get back the metal case. And wherever this X is, you're going to put your fan. So turn it this way. Put it in where the ports are first, if you can. And then drop the back down. That should just slot back into place. And then from here, we want to put our that little silver clip back on, which is pretty simple. Where these two, where the big, well, let's go with the flat. There's a flat side that says T2 on it. That side's going to go to the outside here. You're just going to press that down on top of that wee USB port there, and that's basically it. Just drop that on with the T2 facing you, or the side where the port is. That's that done. And let's start with the short panel here. It goes to the side of the console. This wee white piece here plugs in here. Plug that in. And press it in. Oh, the board actually isn't in place. There we go. Press that in. Not too hard, but hard enough that you know it's in well enough. Get your 3 screws. Get your... Where's my screwdriver go? Oh, I've lost... Oh no, I haven't. There we go. I'm going to put my T10 back on. And then screw these 3 screws back in. Sorry, after 10 minutes the video ends and it was just finished recording for 10 minutes straight. And I ended up going past this point, but so I just undid those points that I'd already screwed in, and I now have to do them again, but sorry for that. So then after we've screwed that on, go around here, squeakiness, take this longer panel, this white piece here goes into here, yet again hard enough that it's goes in, but not too hard. Get your 4 screws this time. And the reason I do have this blue tape here, you can hardly see in the video anymore, but I have blue tape there, is because it makes my startup light blue when I turn it on. So that's cool. You should probably do that while you're here, actually, if you have colored tape. Put it over your light there, and it'll be a different color. It's quite cool. If you're going to do it, though, I recommend putting 2 layers of tape on it, because 1 layer, you could hardly notice it was blue. It was barely blue. And then I put a 2nd layer on, and it was way more vivid blue. You would really walk in, like the first time you wouldn't have noticed, but the second time you would really walked into my room and went like, oh, that's a blue light, that's really blue. Okay, so once you have that board screwed on, we're gonna get this black piece here, and under here you can't really see it, but there's gonna be 2 grooves in the metal. You can't even see it from where I'm sitting, but you're gonna put them in like that. That's gonna slot into place there. Then I'm actually gonna turn my flash on now. Well, no, I can't unless I'm zoomed in, and then it'll be really ugly, so I can't actually. Just give me a minute. Hopefully you can see better now. I turned that light on. I don't know if it will look better, but hopefully it does. I'm gonna go with the power supply now. So we get our power supply. We plug it in here. Make sure it's pressed in firmly. And then you just make sure there will be a specific place for it to go. Can't really tell you where to put it, but you'll notice at some point, I actually can't really tell you what you notice. There we go. I've got it in, but I can't really tell you where it's went in. It's hard, I can't even explain it, but you're just gonna have to try and get that into place. I can't really explain it the best, to be fair. Put that in. Disk drive. It goes here. Make sure this piece that you see coming down here goes into, there'll be 3 holes here. Make sure it goes into the furthest away hole. Actually, no, make sure it goes into the hole in the middle there. The middle hole. And that'll be it in place. Also be a little piece here at the very first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to zoom in because you can't even see that. And then turn on the light. All apologies. Alright, so... Whoops. You'll see here, there's two cables, a black cable and then a black and white cable. They both just go in there pretty easily. To make sure they go in, and they're right in. That's easily with the disk drive. I'm just gonna zoom out again. And then we're gonna take our hard drive again. I'm gonna take this wee connector here. And we're just gonna simply plug that in there. Make sure it's the right way around. The writing that says HDD is gonna go to the top here. Like, make sure it's Seagate and all the writing here, not this side. And then it goes to the side where the HDD writing is at the top. Just click that on. And then you'll get your this piece here, where this arrow is pointing to these two holes here. You're gonna put the two holes, the two like pegs, or if you will, I don't even know what you call it. And they're just gonna go in like that. That's gonna set on top. Then you're gonna take these 4 black screws you had from earlier, and you're gonna just screw them in. So let me change to my T10. Now, where is it? Let me just change to it real quick. And then you'll just screw these screws in. And then once you have this all screwed together, you're going to put your colored, is it this way? Yeah, it's this way. And we're going to put your colored cable in here, in this little, you can't even see it from there. You're going to put this colored cable into this white piece here, and this black cable into this cable there, beside this black cable from the disk drive. So let me just put them in real quick. So black one on easily, then this colored one goes in, and then the way to put this hard drive in is this piece here will go into the corner here where there's an arrow right here, and then down here there's like a little hole. You'll put this piece right on top of that hole, and then everything else should kind of just line up perfectly. Like so. Then I'm pretty sure that's everything in. You just need to go ahead with this metal case. Now this won't go on if you look over here. Here you'll see this wee spongy bit here, and if you go to put it on, it'll get caught on that spongy bit there. It'll get caught on it and it won't go down, and it'll end up ripping that spongy bit off, which you don't want. So when you're putting this on, try and like push that spongy bit out of the way. There we go. So the spongy bit is on, like, still there, if you know what I mean. And then everything else should slot back on in its own place. Then you want to get this white piece. Oh, that's not good for it, probably. Get this white piece here, and put it in at the front, and then let it slide down at the back. Then you want to put it onto these. There's like wee slots that go onto like these railings at the back. You want to get them in there, like that. Make sure everything's all in place. You want to then flip it over to here, and then this is where all our screws go back in. So all the green screws go to the F's, all the black screws go to the A's here, and then the C screws are the pile with the most in them. The silver ones, the C's go in. Then where you've only got 2 in one pile, put them in the B slots. So I'm going to go do that and then come back when I'm done. Okay, and then once you have all them screws in, you're going to want to take your black panel again, and where you have one hole on one side, because there's one where they have a hole on both sides, one for the USB, and then it'll have like a button on the left. But the one where it just has a hole on the left, you're going to take that and it's going to go to where the back is. This where this piece here is, and that hole is going to line up with that. And you're going to press everything in. Make sure it's pressed in everywhere. And that's it. Flip it back. That is not it. That should not be happening. I have something in there. But anyway, that's the video done. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. And give me suggestions down below of what I should do. And hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.